Hey guys, welcome back to another bus build. Today I'm gonna go for something a little bit more ambitious than I'm used to. Now that I got all the wires and all the electrical stuff pretty much finished, I have something new that I'm going to attempt. I've practiced a few times to see if I could actually do it, and I'm gonna attempt to make some countertops for my kitchen area. I already made one simple countertop on this side, and then I made a small one sitting right behind the camera. But let me show you what I'm talking about, and see if it actually works. All right, guys. So my first attempt at making the countertops is this guy here. All it is three 10 by 2s, and then I cut the edges off and glued them together. Once those were glued together, I sanded them, and it actually turned out pretty well. It's not completely straight or smooth, but you know, that's what you get when it's your first one. But I like how it turned out, because my sink is actually going to go right here. So I have a little bit of space here for like stuff out of the sink and everything like that. But let me take you over to the other side and show you what actually we're gonna do and see if we can do it. So the plan on this side is, instead of just making a straight other countertop, if you can see, I have my kitchen cabinet here and also here. And then what I have under here is actually a chest freezer. So the ambitious part of this is I want it to come out and make an L shape for the countertop. And then also I want an overhang here so I can have two bar stools at this end and be able to sit at it and like eat and all that other fun stuff. So what we're going to attempt to do is make the three 10 by 2s that I was talking about. Once I have those, I'm going to make, I think it's going to be 4 10 by 2s wide, because this is a little bit wider and I want the boards to go this way. And then hopefully, once I have this, I'm going to cut it like whatever angle, not a 40, or I guess a 45 angle, and try to butt the two together. And then hopefully make a trap door for the freezer that's in here so I can easily access it and open up part of the countertop. So let's get started and try to get this thing rolling. Alright, so the first things first is I already cut one board to the length that I need going on the wall of the bus. So I'm going to cut these boards, but since my saw is not big enough, I'm going to have to cut it, then flip it over, and then cut it again. But I'll show you how to do that. And that way, if your table saw is not big enough, you just cut it, flip it, and then cut it again. Alright, now that I have them all cut, now it's just time to test fit and make sure these will work. How's that look? Look pretty good? I think so. Now the thing about these boards is there's a little bit of like a round from the milling site when they actually make the boards. And so what I need to do is I need to run these through a table saw, basically just take this piece off to make it straight. So when I actually glue them together, they'll be flush and it's not this weird like groove that sits in there. It'll be nice and straight. So what I did is I went ahead and I squiggled a line on the board, the side that needs to be cut, I don't have to cut the other side because I'm not gluing that piece up. So I have a squiggle line here, one on the inside, one on the inside, one on this side, and then this one over here. I won't cut. But I'm gonna run these through a planer to kind of like smoothen them all out, make them kind of the same thickness, and then start the gluing process. Okay, so I have the planer at the thickness that I need, and then I'm gonna run them through a couple times each, make sure they have like a nice flatness that I want, and then I'll take them at the table saw and just cut the pieces that I need. It gets pretty noisy, so wear some ear protection. All right, I think I got those plain. I'm gonna try to get these pieces cut out before, because it looks like it might rain on me, so I'm gonna try to get that knocked out. I think we beat the rain. Let's go inside. Alright guys, now that it's raining, I'm in the garage, and what I'm planning to do to keep these boards together is I saw online a guy use pocket holes to keep the boards together, just to give it its strength and rigidity. I was thinking about doing the discs for the countertop, but I don't have one, so I do have a pocket hole jig. So I'm gonna try that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just make some reference lines. So basically I can match them up when I put them back together. And I know exactly where to put them. And then just put a mark where I wanna put the pocket holes. All right, and I'm gonna make those, take one off and then make the pocket holes, and then we'll glue them together. And I'll show you how I'm doing that. All right, now that the holes are drilled, let's glue them up. Now that we got all the boards and the clamps on, and we're gonna just let the glue dry. Once the glue dries for this one, we'll add that third one onto it. That way it's easier for it to not bow. Basically what I use to keep the two halves straight is I just wrapped these 1x2s with tape, because that's where the seam is going to be. You clamp on both sides. That keeps the boards as straight as possible, so you don't get this weird like warp into it, and it'll make it as flat as possible. So we're gonna let that dry, and then move on to the next one and see how long that will dry. Cool. Typical Colorado. It rains for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, and then it's sunny again. Okay, so next step, now that I'm letting those other boards dry, I'm gonna have to have boards coming this way in order to get the L shape that I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cut off pieces that I took from the long boards and make up like a, I guess like a mock width of how I want this to look. Because remember, I'm going to have an overhang about 7 inches this way, so you have bar stools here, so it's like a bar top you can sit at. So what I'll do is I'll run them through the table saw and put them together and see how much I need to actually cut off, because I know I'm going to have to cut off this one a good amount. I just gotta see on what that's going to look like. Like I said, pretty ambitious. Alright guys, day 2, it's the next day. Had the first 3 boards glued up just fine. Now I have to just sand it. And I have the other boards going the width of the bus gluing up now. So just got to do a little bit of sanding and then glue up some more boards and start cutting, and hopefully they fit together. Alright! After a lot of gluing, a lot of sanding, I'm not even close to being done. But, progress! Alright guys, so the next steps on this countertop is, now that I have them in 2 individual pieces, as you can see, I just put this one on top of the other one to just kind of make sure it's good. I still have a bit of glue on this one that needs to really dry before I start sanding this one down. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to join these 2 together and make an L shape for my countertop. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find the center of where I want to cut and just cut at an angle all the way down to the end here for the overhang, and then when those 2 are cut, I can glue those together and then really sand the 2 down to make them one. And then there's a 3rd step that I have to do, and that's make a trap door for my chest freezer that's under here. If you can see in the video, the little black area, that's my freezer. So there'll be a door that just raises up this way in order to get my frozen stuff. But yeah, pretty excited. I've never done anything like this before, so hopefully I don't mess it up. I'll be okay. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. We'll be okay. We'll be good. Yeah. So what I want to make sure now is I'm going to just basically trace the top piece out. That way I have a reference of where I need to cut, especially on this guy. So I'll just take a pencil and... Excuse me. I gotta get past you. Let me take this off and I'll get back. Okay, so I think you can see it okay. Yeah, you can see the marks. I had to readjust really quick and I was just off just a hair. But you want to always measure 1,000 times and then cut once. Because I don't know if you saw in this in one of these shots at all, but this board is shorter than these two because I'm a dummy and I forgot. I just didn't measure right, or I drew the wrong line, and yeah, it was dumb. So don't do that. Just don't, okay? Okay, so now that I know where those boards are sitting and what's gonna be next, I can take my handy dandy ruler and basically find the point where I want to cut to. Basically, I want this this countertop to butt up perfectly to here. So I made this line to where I can go off of that and just go straight on. So I went and grabbed some clamps, and that way the ruler does not move on me when I actually make the lines. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. You're in my way. I know this is kind of overkill for drawing a line, but I want to make sure. Oh, excuse me again. Sorry. Excuse me. Pardon me. Yeah, because it's funny when you start like building stuff and then you put your camera somewhere and then you don't have any room to get around it. Alright, so now you can see what I'm talking about with this line that's going to go straight down. So when I cut this piece and cut this piece off, I will then lift this up, put that other board down, and then mark that same line across, and then hopefully get that working. Hey guys, I just wanted to pause right here. If you made it this far in the video, I'm actually really impressed. It's a really long video and I'm sorry that it became so long. Anyways, it became so long I decided to split it up in two parts, so this will be part one, and then I will be coming out with part two very soon to finish out the countertop. I just wanted to pause really quick and thank you for watching and give you kind of a sneak peek of what I'm working on right now, which will be in a future video. So that'll be coming soon. But yes, for this video, thank you so much for watching. You know, share with all your bus friends that, you know, they think they might this will help out, or anybody that might need help making a countertop. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.